Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we got another team projection. It's our last one. It's the New York Yankees. Let's get into it. What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Normal Dog Alex. That's Lewis. And today we got our final will be for the 2022 regular season. It's the New York Yankees. Give them a round of applause. Woo!
30 teams. All in one recording session.
Yeah. So, finally we're here. Opening day is 3 days away.
3 days away.
3 more sleeps until we get opening day. Woo! And then we get baseball.
Baseball!
So yeah, we got the New York Yankees. We saved this one for last, although they might have not been the best team in baseball last year. We saved this for last because it's our team, so we just kind of wanted to do our team last, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's start out with their off-season transactions.
Ooh. What could have happened?
So,
I hope no MVP candidates got traded.
yeah, I hope so. Not either. What did I just say?
Yo.
Clint Frazier was released. Signed with the Cubs. We love Clint, but he's gone. All right, yeah, you could stop crying about a player who's hasn't been good.
Your favorite player.
They traded Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela for Josh Donaldson and Ben Rortev.
And IKF.
Rodvet and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So, pretty crazy. I mean, it's a good we'll talk about it in a minute.
And traded Tyler Wade.
Well, no, they released Tyler Wade. They didn't trade him. Or his contract was picked up. He was optioned. Tim LoCastro signed as a free agent. We like that. Anthony Rizzo, 2-year contract. Love that.
Legend.
Who else we got? Jose Trevino, just yesterday, traded, or 2 days ago at this point, traded for Albert Abreu. And then yesterday, they got Miguel Castro from the Mets for Joely Rodriguez, which I found very interesting.
Yeah.
But last year, this team was very good.
They also got Josh Donaldson.
I said that.
Did you?
I literally talked about Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez getting traded. I didn't not mention Josh Donaldson. It's the centerpiece of the whole deal.
Fair enough. Anyways.
Yeah. What do you think? Tell me. Come on. You're a Yankee fan. You're just staring at me for a minute. Come on, Kramer. Come on, tell me something.
So, all in all, this offseason for the Yankees, was it a success? No. Was it a complete swing and miss? No. I mean, they got, I guess you could call it reasonably better now with Higgy catching, probably going to be the everyday catcher now instead of Gary Sanchez, future MVP candidate. They acquired, getting Josh Donaldson, which if you told me in 2016 that Josh Donaldson would be wearing pinstripes, I would have been mind blown.
I would take it.
Yeah. IKF, the guy, I mean, I as much as I want to say he wasn't the number one guy the Yankees were looking at, I mean, it was the number one guy the Yankees were looking at. Because they're high on their prospects this upcoming season.
Even before lockout, they only traded with him for after he was traded to Minnesota because
Minnesota wanted to free up money with Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, they not only wanted to free up money, well, yes, they did. I meant because they probably were talking to the Rangers about the same kind of trade, getting rid of Gary, getting maybe Trevino and IKF, and then he was traded to the Twins because the Rangers probably didn't want Gary Sanchez, and I really couldn't blame them because Gary Sanchez has not been a good catcher for the last 2 years, and I can't say that I would want him on my team. You can't look at his goddamn numbers and tell me that he was good. No, I'm getting angry about this. Look at his goddamn numbers and tell me he was a good catcher last year. He was not. He brought down the team so much. He was not a good catcher last year. He wasn't a good catcher in 2020. He hit a home run every 90 at bats.
Listen.
He batted under 200.
Listen to me.
He was terrible defensively.
Listen to me.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's fucking hear it.
I got 2 words for you. Gary Sanchez.
See,
that's all
you have no. You have no.
He was so the thing
you
with
just have
me.
random
so
bias
the thing
for no
with
reason.
me is random bias. It's my favorite team.
No,
the thing with
fucking
me and
Gary Sanchez.
The thing with me and
Not
Gary
with the
Sanchez
Yankees.
is not only was he
mad now.
homegrown, but his upside was so high. And sure, he struggled a little bit, but that's no big deal. When you
Let's
keep our
he
voices
batted under
down.
200. He batted under 200. He batted under 200.
Okay, Cody
Struggled
Bellinger. Cody Bellinger batted
Not for
under
2
200.
seasons. Not for 2 seasons.
Not
Not for 2 seasons.
I'm talking.
He wasn't terrible defensively.
I'm talking.
He wasn't terrible defensively.
Gary Sanchez has a faster pop time than you.
No, he doesn't. No one has a faster pop shot time than me. So there's your flaw.
I'm happy that we hang out a lot more. You're picking up my lingo.
Gary Sanchez batted 232 in 2019, 147 in 2020, 204. Enough with the fucking biases. You know damn well he's not a good catcher. You know damn well you're just being biased for no reason.
He'll be the first catcher since Joe Mauer to win an MVP.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fucking... day that happens, I'll eat a spoon of cinnamon without coughing once.
Anyways, Gary Sanchez is gone.
Let's talk about the team this year.
Gio
before I start
Urshela
getting
left.
mad. No, we don't
And
even... No, we're not even talking about it.
The big question mark that I have for the Yankees is what is happening with DJ LeMahieu. Last offseason, they gave him a big contract which will ride out until the end of his MLB playing days. But right now, it seems like the infield is set and DJ has nowhere to go.
Well, he'll definitely be playing backup first for Rizzo. I think he's just going to be the guy... He's going to be in the lineup most days. He's going to be the guy when someone has an off day, he'll be in the lineup. Yeah. He's going to be in that
I wish I could say
almost every day.
I wish I could say that he will DH every day because I would love to see Stanton play in the outfield. But with how everything's looking, although Aaron Boone keeps saying that... Oh my God, excuse me. Even though Aaron Boone keeps saying that he's happy with how the roster looks and he thinks that DJ won't be an everyday guy, I kind of wish his bat was there because, yes, DJ did have a little bit of a down year last year. I still think that he has so much productivity left in the tank that it's upsetting that we're not going to see him every day.
No, it is, because he might have had a down year last year average-wise, but he was still really good, and we know what he can do. And nothing about his age or anything has shown us that he's not going to do that this year.
Yeah.
So him not being like a solid in the lineup every day kind of guy is kind of scary.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
Unless he can learn how to play short, and maybe he'll get a little more shortstop time than IKF. But currently it's kind of weird because he's not going to be DHing.
No.
Not going to be in the outfield.
Not going to be in the outfield.
Not going to be catcher.
Could he pitch?
He's not going to be... He's just... I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation with DJ.
Yeah, I think that a dream situation is, in my opinion, is Stanton in left, Judge in center, Joey Gallo in right, with DJ taking the DH role. I feel like that's like the Death Star type of lineup that the Yankees are looking for.
Yeah, they've really built it up, and if IKF can come in and do what he did in spring training, he'll even add more to that lineup. Same thing with Higgy. I mean, Higgy had 7 home runs in spring training. He had 2 home run games. He was good behind the plate. Very fun to see. And then Hicks coming back. Don't really love it. This lineup projection I think is wrong. I think Giancarlo Stanton will be playing left field a lot. I think either Joey Gallo or Aaron Judge they're gonna be switching with right field and center field. And I think that DH spot will kind of be open to whoever it is that day, whether it's DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Hicks, hell, even Marwin Gonzalez, who might be on the roster. He might be on the roster this year, which is crazy to think. He had a very good spring. He proved himself. But I would like to see Aaron Hicks not as much.
I mean, that's fair. It is upsetting that the Yankees do have all this depth of players who have a tremendous upside, but also are sort of, you're not too sure of what you're going to get from them. And Aaron Hicks is just one of those guys that you just look at and you're like, it would be cool to have him in the outfield. I mean, he hasn't been healthy the last couple seasons, but at the same time, he still probably has enough in the tank.
Well, the question is never does he have enough in the tank. Of course he has enough in the tank to compete. It's really a matter of will he continue to be like that, because he just had surgery. He's been out for a long time. His walk rate was down in spring training at least, which is kind of crazy, but we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how Jose Trevino is the backup catcher now, and Kyle Higashioka Higgy is the starting catcher, because that lineup looks kind of crazy with Higgy as the starting catcher, because we always would consider him as the backup to Gary, and now he's the real deal. He's the main guy, and if he can come out there and have a big season and produce even just average offensively, and then he's gonna be there defensively always. So it would be big for them.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm looking forward to seeing what Higgy can do behind the dish for the entire season, because it has tremendous upside with just about everybody in this lineup, it feels like.
Yeah. And then upside in the lineup, I mean, Aaron Judge, we're waiting for a contract extension. It's been said that they were going to get one done before spring training ended, but we got 3 days until the regular season. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen either tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. I think around 8 years, $245 million maybe.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I can see it being a little bit higher.
Well, what's 8 divided
just
by
because the Yankees?
Yeah, let me check here.
And the Yankees want to do right by Aaron Judge, and he is the guy.
Sounds about right.
In New York City and in the Bronx, he's the guy. Aaron Judge is the guy.
He's the face of the Yankees. That's really all it is. And then Joey Gallo. Everyone hates him because he hits home runs and gets on base. He's a 3 outcome guy, and everyone hates him for it. I don't mind him if he's hitting home runs, and he can get the doubles, and he can bunt singles, and he adds a lot of speed to our team. So does IKF. Speed on the team is important. Do you think Gallo will have over or under 40 home runs this season?
Over.
I'm gonna go over as well. I mean, I think he's gonna adjust to New York, and we saw him struggle a little bit, but I don't think that'll last this entire season. So, yeah. So, another guy I want to talk about that we have not talked about is Gleyber Torres. He's moving back to second base.
Yeah, which is good sign number 1.
Yeah, no, it's really good because he seemed so uncomfortable at short, and we saw how many errors he had. It just wasn't good for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, it just wasn't natural.
And this spring training, it seemed like he's getting back to the old Torres. He had 3 home runs in spring training. He's actually playing very well. And he's back at second where he's comfortable, and I feel like
he looks more comfortable everywhere. Like defensively in the box, like running the base path. He looks so much more locked in than he was last season.
Yeah, he looks locked in. Is what it really comes down to. I think it's because he doesn't have to focus as much on the defense and getting adjusted to another position that he's not used to playing. He could just focus on what he knows and then take his hitting to the next level like we know it can be. So I'm really looking forward to see Gleyber back at second, because that's what all Yankee fans wanted last year, and we barely got it, which was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane to see. I'm looking forward to Gleyber having a good year, hopefully, barring anything unforeseen, knock on wood. But Gleyber looks to be like he'll be the guy, the second baseman, every day. And if it doesn't work out with Gleyber, I mean, DJ can slot right in, which is good.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't trade Gleyber though, because even if you said, if he doesn't work out, he's still a good bench bet if DJ winds up playing second for a lot of this season. I hope not, because we've seen what Glaber can do. I mean, I haven't even, like, I barely looked at anything. Like, Glaber last season, or 2019 rather, this is who we want to compare him to. The guy who played 144 games at second base. He hit 278, 871 OPS, 38 home runs. Granted, like, half of them were against the Orioles, but still, 152 hits, 90 RBIs. That's the Glaber we want, as opposed to the 127 game Glaber who hit 259 and a just below 700 OPS. So that's the Glaber we want, and I hope that's the Glaber we're going to get. Another guy, Anthony Rizzo, re-signed to a 2-year deal. I mean, obviously the Yankees were rumored to be in on Freeman, but I don't believe that any of that was ever true. He never really wanted to come to New York, so I don't really think that's true at all. But I like Rizzo. I really don't mind Rizzo. I think Yankee fans got Freeman too much in their head, and they seemed kind of like about
Gung-ho.
Rizzo. But I think this is an insanely good signing. He was great for us last year. I don't care if people say that he had, like... Of course, he wasn't perfect with us because he was adjusting to a new team. He batted .249, which is... I mean, that's more than he batted with the Cubs last year.
Yeah, you also have to remember that he went from the NL Central to the AL East, which is like one of the most competitive divisions in baseball. Like, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. But Anthony Rizzo is a great fit in New York. A lefty bat in the lineup is something that everybody loves to see, first and foremost.
I'd argue he played better this year with the Yankees than with the Cubs.
Yeah.
Although his OPS was lower, I just think overall what he did for the team was great. And obviously it was an emotional trade for him at first, but I mean, just judging by the fact that he re-signed shows that he's comfortable here and he wants to be here, which is something that we love. We love to see it, you know?
Yes, I completely agree with you. Anthony Rizzo is like the perfect guy for New York to play first base.
Yeah. Let's get to their pitching. We haven't even talked about their pitching. Their rotation is, I think, very, very underrated. I think it's going to be a lot better than people think it's going to be. I mean, Garrett Cole, ace of the staff, Jordan Montgomery, nasty left-hand stuff, Luis Severino, flame-throwing righty, Nestor Cortez
Jr.
Okay. And then Jameson Tyone, who was he had his good parts in 2021, but he also has bad. So I think we're gonna get a little bit of the same. I don't think every start's gonna be good. I think we're gonna see a decent amount of bad Tyone starts, but hopefully their bullpen can pick them up. I mean, Loizaga is so underrated. He's one of the best relievers in baseball, no doubt. Clark Schmidt, Michael King are probably going to be in that bullpen. Mike King's definitely. Clark Schmidt might. J.P. Sears, a rookie, just got promoted to the Major League staff, which is crazy.
Love to see people believing in the young guys so early.
I mean, they saw him in spring training, and he did what they wanted him to, and they were really impressed. Lucas Licky, very good last year for us. The Lint Licker, as some like to call him. He's going to be good. Wandy Peralta, Miguel Castro. Miguel Castro is the hard-throwing righty who's coming over from the Mets. He looks like a different person without hair.
Yeah, he looks interesting, to say the least. Bless you.
Not a sneeze.
Yeah.
Wandy Peralta, good lefty for us last year. Clay Holmes was also one of the best relievers in baseball after he got traded last year. Hard to think about, but he really was. Chad Green, I have mixed emotions about Chad Green. Sometimes I don't like him.
Yeah.
And it's like, there were points last season where everyone's like, oh yeah, he always gives up home runs in the big games. And then there were other people who were like, yeah, it's because they always put him in the big games. But then it's happened like 10 times last year where they're like, he always gives up home runs in big situations. So maybe he just does always give up home runs in big situations, and they should stop putting him in big situations like that. He gave up the homer to Altuve to blow that lead that we had in Minute Maid in like May or something, or June, somewhere around there. And it wasn't great. But the starting rotation, I think, is one of the best in baseball. Garrett Cole, hopefully he can have another amazing year, because he really did have an amazing year. He had like 3 bad starts, and everyone seemed to focus on that. But he really did have an amazing year last year. He had a 3.23 ERA. Do you think he'll keep it under a 3 this year? Or
Yeah.
under 2.85?
Yeah, under.
All right, yeah, I'm also gonna go under. I want to say it's kind of biased, but I'm not gonna say it's biased because we don't have bias here.
Yeah.
So we're both going under. Yeah, I think he'll be under. He did really well last year. His WHIP last year was 1.059. A lot of people are saying spider tack and yada yada yada. Well, he threw a 2-hit shutout, complete game, 126 pitches against the Houston Astros, a team that won the AL pennant, at their home stadium after the spider tech or after the substance rule was put in place.
And did it with power and authority.
Yeah, so I think he's still got the stuff. I think we'll see another Cy Young type season out of Cole, because the fact that he hasn't won one yet is insane. Then Jordan Montgomery, extremely underrated. He's nasty when he wants to be. When he can figure it out. When he figures it out, he figures it out. Last year he had like 12 starts or something where he didn't give up 2 runs, and he still lost like all of them because our offense wasn't producing. I don't think we'll have that problem this year. I mean, Donaldson and Cole are going to... not Donaldson and Cole. Donaldson and IKF are going to bring new aspects to this lineup. Obviously, Donaldson with power, but also his veteran presence in the clubhouse, and then IKF brings speed and just something new that hasn't really been in the Yankees starting lineup in a while, in addition to what we already have and the guys we already know. I really like this team this year.
Yeah, I mean, the team has a lot of upside. Will it be the best in the American League East? That's
a tough thing to say.
Yeah, it's so weird to say, because it feels like you can say, in one hand, you can say yes, because you look at the Rays and what Boston did last year, but then on the other hand, you look at what Boston added this year, the Rays are the Rays, and what Toronto's done, you don't really know for sure, but the Yankees can compete this year.
Yes, they will compete this year. Hopefully they don't have any downs. I mean, they're going to have downs, but hopefully they don't have any 10-game losing streaks, because we see when the Yankees get in some of that positions where they lose 8 out of the last 10, and it's just not a great feeling.
Not at all.
So hopefully they can avoid that this year. I don't know. It's tough, because that division is tough. I think the Blue Jays have a better lineup than them on paper, because really the Blue Jays, their only flaw is catcher, and Danny Jansen and Alejandro Kirk aren't even that bad. And really they've got everything else. They've got pitching. They've got bullpen. I think the Blue Jays are going to be the biggest competitor for the AL East for the Yankees. I mean, I know the Rays and the Red Sox will be too, but I think the Blue Jays are going to be the team to beat.
That's fair, but the Yankees can be up there. I mean, I have a lot of faith in the Yankees just because I am a Yankees fan, but I do see a world where, come September, October, we're saying, let's go flood the Bronx. Let's go cheer on the Yankees in the postseason. I feel like there's a clear path, and the Yankees need to put their head down, and it's a long season, it's a grueling season of just physical demand night in and night out, but any other team can do it, and the Yankees can do it as well. Let's go see them kick some ass.
Yeah, let's go Yankees. Let's go Yankees. We'll be in the Bronx opening day, just to preface. There will be a vlog from that, hopefully a decent amount of content. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much else to talk about. Let's get over these last couple of over-unders. Judge, 300 batting average.
Over.
I'm also going over. That is very biased.
Not at all.
And not at all biased, rather. And I really hope Judge has an MVP-like season. Obviously, with Shohei, it's going to be hard to win an MVP for anyone. But, yeah, I'm going to go over. 91.5 wins.
Over.
Yeah, I'm also going over. No bias there at all.
Not at all.
And then team MVP, who do you think?
I'm going to go with Garrett Cole.
All right, I'm going with Aaron Judge.
Fair enough.
And I don't think there's any
contest.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of
open and shut as it comes.
Yeah, and that should do it. We've finished our team will bees for the 2022 regular season. All 30 teams. If you're seeing this one and there's another team that you want to watch, there's a playlist All of them are in the playlist. Just go to the playlist, check them out. And yes, we're done.
We're done.
We've done it. Pleasure.
Congratulations.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time. It's either going to be a vlog, a draft, or a normal podcast. Probably a draft.
All right.
And that'll do it. All right.